So hope we all had a good and productive weekend. Sorry, this coming quite late. I've been quite busy. Had a very busy weekend, and this week is gonna be busy for me though also. So bear with me as this might be coming later than usual. But it's a Monday and it's quiet, and it's gonna be a quiet week. At least we expect that until the Fed meeting, right? The FOMC meeting, and that's when we would decide. That's when we would know what the Fed has decided based on rate cut or not. But as you can see, Euro USD has been pushing up, so it's all but priced in, right? A rate cut on the dollar is all but priced in. So for us, we would just see how we want to end the year and um, if we can start the next year quite strong, because even the Reserve Bank of Australia, they're gonna have a meeting this month. I think it's even this week, but we expect them to hold on like to the rates. And also Canadian dollar actually pushed up on Friday based off of stronger than expected. I think it was labor data, right? The labor data came out and it was stronger than expected. But what do we have, right? Remember, this is our swing low for Euro USD. This is our swing high. This was that liquidity low, right? Now we had this push down, right? You could see like the internal structure was bearish and we were selling according to the internal structure, right? And then we failed to break this low, and okay, we identified liquidity and said, okay, it's a possibility that we start to push up from here and grab all of this liquidity, right? This has happened, and now we're just waiting, right? Because here's our swing high, here's our swing low, right? When you want to be looking for longs is when we break above this quarterly open, this 3 monthly open right here. Then you want to start looking to scale into longs, right? But for now, it's very risky to think of any longs. Like we could have that breakout and then we just keep on pushing. But if you want to follow the as we're targeting following the immediate order flow, you could see, okay, we've grabbed this liquidity above this high, right? And then we started to stall around that area, right? You could see, right? And if you look at the 4 hour, what's the 4 hour telling you? Order flow is bearish at the moment. Order flow is bearish. Now we've pushed up into this extreme highs, right? Premium, right? We have here as our swing low, as our swing high, and here as our swing low. Am I right, guys? Right, you can see. So now we've retraced into premium pricing, and now we're just moving sideways. You can see this consolidation right here. If you go to the 15 minute, right, so you can say, okay, on Friday, I think this gave us a trade, right? I think I saw it, right? So after grabbing this liquidity, you could say, okay, now I'm looking for a retracement trade, a quick retracement trade. So what would you be waiting for, right? You want a change of character. You could say, okay, we have bullish order flow, holding. What you want is the break of these lows, right? Lows have been broken. Look at this reversal pattern also formed. Strong highs that grab liquidity to our left. Once market comes back in, you grab this liquidity also. You could look for that sell, and then let's see where that would have taken you to, right? Then you put your stop above the highs, and then at its peak, I think it was, see, at least a 1 to 2. And it's a retracement trade, guys. You look for 1 to 1.5, you look for 1 to 2 on retracement trade. Quick trade, you get in, you get out. You don't want to be in this trade now. If you took that retracement trade, you don't want to be in this position now. Like, yes, of course, it could still work out, but you don't want to be in this kind of positions for too long. Unless, when would we have confirmation that, okay, market is ready to sell? Same thing, guys. Once this order flow breaks, right? This monthly open goes away, right? Once this monthly open goes away, you have that retracement, then we can start looking for those short position, guys. So you're taking trades from here, you know, okay, it's a bit more risky. I want to be more cautious because it could just be a consolidation and then you just break above and we keep on making higher prices. Okay, so keep that in mind. As dollar also, guys, this has reached no man's land for me. We have a place in my high school, we used to call it no man's land. This has reached no man's land for me. Basically, I don't want to touch this for the moment. As you can see, it's consolidating. And I feel like that's what is going to happen for most of the week because of the FOMC meeting that's coming up. I think it's coming up on Wednesday or Friday. I'm not sure. I got to confirm. But the point is, uh, we expect this sideward movement from the dollar at least for quite maybe a day or two. Let's see what happens from there. Because if the Fed cut rate, it has been priced in, heavily priced in, all but priced into the market, right? So now we've come to this liquidity low. Now we're consolidating. If you look to our left, you can say, okay, we have this low right here. We have this low. This is our area of demand. So we could still push down a little bit further, or even from here, we could just start seeing higher prices. So for me, it's all about being patient as the immediate order flow is selling us to the downside, and we've taken out this low that failed to break this high. This is still our strong low. So I don't this as long as this is protected, I can still look for more longs on the dollar. So hence why I'm still looking for short on Euro USD. But once this starts to break and this starts to break, then we start to wonder and then we start to shift our bias. Does that make sense? On GU guys, this I'm still looking for more short guys. This pair is as bearish as they come. As you know, the pound is also bearish. So any retracement is good retracement for me. Looking for short. As you can see, these are swing high, these are swing low, right? And now market retracing to where? Into premium pricing. We've taken out liquidity to our left. Beautiful, beautiful price action all around on GU. So what's gonna give us opportunity for short once we break this low right here, right? So we have this order flow pushing the market up, right? You can see these are our sell before this buy up that broke structure, right? So you want this low to go and then you can start to look for those short, or you want this high and then we change our fractal structure, right? We have one more push up into the highs, maybe we grab some more liquidity, and then once you start seeing those new this place becomes your demand once it's broken, and then you can look for those entries from there. But for now, this is where you want to be targeting for that entry. So you want it to break, retrace, and then we look for those shorts. So guys, okay. So similar with NU guys, I've been calling this for so long. If you took advantage of this, congratulations. And now we've approached the quarterly open. Not quite interested in longing it as of the moment, right? If you look at the where I would be interested in longing it is if we break above this quarterly open, the 3 monthly high, right? If we break above this and then we start to push up, right? So I want something like a break above, right? Then retrace and then you look for those longs, right? So that would be the trade that I would be eyeing if I'm looking for a long. But as I'm following the immediate order flow, as we always do, I'm looking for short. And now we're in beautiful, beautiful um, area for short, beautiful price right here. So all you just gotta do is wait for that change of character. Once you see that change of character, you see that okay, now we've started to create supply, as we're not creating higher highs anymore, preferably below this, and then you start looking for those short. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And similar story on AU guys. Remember we talked about this being a range play. Now we've come to where we've come to 0.75. All I'm looking for at the moment is short, right? All I'm looking for on AU at the moment is short. Even with the so we don't expect any crazy rate cut from the Bank of Australia, at least for this year until next year. And look at all of this ascending lows. I'm just looking to take everything out. I'm looking to take everything out. Honestly, if you could enter right now, put your stop, but you gotta put your stop above here, right? If you're looking for an entry right now, you put your stop above here, and then you target this 0.25 for like a 1 to 2, right? And then you can start scaling in once we start breaking those lows. So that's one option, right? I will be looking. I might just do that honestly, and then just target the 0.25. If it works, beautiful. If it doesn't, you just let it go for at least a 1 to 2, and then from there you could start looking for those scalings and scaling and scaling. um on USD CHF, guys, this is a range play as we know it, and honestly, because I'm not quite looking for the dollar short anymore, I'm not really confident in this play. So you still gotta hold on a little bit and see if we start to break these lows. If not, you don't want to be in this position. You want to make sure, okay, we're breaking these lows. Okay, now you can say, okay, we have liquidity above here. We've grabbed that liquidity. So you want these lows to start going. You want those lows to start going. You want those lows to start going, and then you can look for those scaling short if market gives us that. Okay, so that would be the plan for that. On gold, guys, you want to buy it, you can see my arrows are still drawn since last week. All I'm still looking for is buys. Let's see the daily time frame. Guys, we took out this high and now we're just consolidating. Right now we're just consolidating. I'm just waiting for a breakout, and then I could look for more entry, as this was kind of a false breakout coming right back in, and probably like people put their stop beneath here will have been stopped out. So maybe we see lower prices, this liquidity low goes, this liquidity low goes, maybe then we come here, and then from there you could start looking for those longs. So something of this sort, like grabbing that liquidity and then change of character, and you start looking for those longs. Okay. On USD card, guys, wow, just wow. I mean, Canadian dollar had beautiful labor market data release on Friday, and that just pushed the Canadian dollar into the moon, guys. And now we've changed structure, guys. Don't look for buys on this thing anymore. Look for sells. How would you look for sells? You want reaccumulation. You want the market to reaccumulate, create some liquidity pool, grab that liquidity, and then you can start looking for scaling. You could come to the 15 minutes because this is as bearish as it comes, as it gets. So where do we identify our liquidity high? We identify right here, right? We identify right here. We identify liquidity right here. So you want a grab of one of these highs at least. Then you want that change of character, right? And then from there you start looking for longs. It could be deeper also. This is just an example, right? But these are liquidity highs, these are liquidity highs, these are liquidity highs, all of this. So you want some liquidity to be grabbed, and then from there you start looking for those shots. Okay. And for USD guys, at the moment I'm just not sold on the yen. I'm still holding on. The yen found the bottom, so let's see where it wants to head to next. We'll just be cautious. You don't have to be in every position at every time. So as you can see right now, we're just squeezing. Right, you can see we're squeezing, guys. We're squeezing. So you just want to wait for that breakout. It could break out here, it could break out here, and then you just follow. Okay, so I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for your time.